Hello. We are
Hi,
live.
everybody.
We are live and DM-less because our DM is having camera problems and trying to fix that.
We're all having issues today.
It is.
Yes.
Jess
I'm
had
having
audio
headphone
problems.
issues.
Yeah. So hello, this is Jason, and you are listening to Probability of Demise. I am not the DM. We are a group of storytellers who use Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition to provide rules and structure to Atland, a world of our own making. Atland exists on a version of Earth thousands of years into the future, an octopolar planet whose residents barely remember the natural and man-made disasters that once left their world nearly uninhabitable. This is a world far different from the one you know today, a world of new magics and ancient spells, young gods, and primordial deities. Oh, I almost got there. Thank you for coming with us as we explore it together. Yeah.
What is your name and who is your character?
Hello, my name is Asher, and wait, that's not my name. I did it again. My name is Jason,
That's not my name.
and I play Asher, and we are the same person now. And Asher is a poet bard, and he casts all of his spells using bad haikus, and he's getting weirdly overpowered because we're near the end of our campaign. And yeah, it's good times. Trixie. Yes, somebody.
Somebody roll for it. No, I will go. Hi, my name is Larissa. My character is Trixie. She is an anthropomorphic red squirrel, and she runs around really fast and she hits stuff multiple times in quick succession, aka she is a monk. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Sorry. Enchanted bit.
Yes.
It's me.
Yes. It's you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Jessica. I play a tall, beautiful, pompous, classist elf who is a cleric and also the goddess of death.
Da, da, da.
Da, da, da.
Yes. And then we also have Rurik, who will join in a slightly momentarily bit, and Rurik is our game master.
Game master, yes.
Larissa.
So, announcements?
Do you have any announcements?
I do. So, if you are local to the NYC area, hold on. Pause for effect. We may have a Rurik. I will continue.
I think we have a cameraless Rurik, maybe.
So, if you are local to the NYC area on Friday, December 2nd at 7:30 p.m. at Church of the Holy Apostles, which is on 9th Avenue and 28th West 28th Street, the Stonewall Chorale is having their December concert, What Fun, featuring a bunch of holiday classics. One really great, but
do you sing Rudolph?
I don't.
Unacceptable.
Oh no, sorry. I misunderstood the question.
As a group,
yes, we sing. Yes. There's there's this big, large piece called Seasonal Sounds. That's a huge medley of all the classics from like all the claymations. So, yeah, if you want to come along and just we go through all the holidays. So yeah, if you're in the area, make sure you come. Trying to think. Also, December 17th, I believe it is, Melodia Women's Chorus is going to be live streaming their concert on YouTube that just took place this last November 20th, which was last Sunday. So if you weren't able to see it in person, you can see it on YouTube live. If you go to Melodia Women's, or if you Google Melodia Women's Choir of NYC, you should be able to find the website, and there should be more information on how to attend the virtual concert. Jess, would you like to share your info?
I'm in Rudolph. No.
Yay.
I'm currently in Ivins, Utah, at the Tuacahn Amphitheater, in their secondary theater on the same campus. So we're inside, so you'll be warm. We opened last night, was our opening night. If you're interested in more information on the theater, the show, all the different Christmas things they have, like the train ride or meeting Santa. All that can be found on Tuacon's website, which I believe is tuacon.org.
Which is like TUACAHN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
TUACHN.
It is TUACAHN.org.
Tuacon.org.
And did you say who you're playing?
I am Rudolph's mom, Mrs. Donner, as well as the puppet captain and the show swing. So if anyone goes out, I take on their track as well.
I feel like Puppet Captain is a good villain name.
Puppet captain.
It's me,
Yeah.
the Puppet Captain. I will destroy you with puppetry. That's all I got. Sorry.
That or they're somehow able to like not brainwash, but like blood bend or something. So like they turn people into puppets.
Ooh.
Do their
I feel
bidding.
like it's like the Puppet Master's like apprentice or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Puppet Captain. The Puppet Admiral one day.
Okay, glasses.
Oh, I just forgot they were on my head. So I'm not like I'm in the shade, so it's fine.
Larissa's hanging out in the desert. Everybody's out in the mountain time zone today. Like
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
you guys are in the same time zone.
twinsies. Yeah.
We're in the same time zone?
Yeah. For those who I probably didn't mention, I am in Arizona this week at my parents' place. This is their backyard. They have 2 orange trees, and then that way on the other side there's also a grapefruit tree.
Ooh.
So so they get lots of fresh fruit. They also
Sometimes they send us giant boxes of grapefruit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you like grapefruit, let me know, and I'll add you to the mailing list. I believe it is now time for the word of the day.
Word of the day, I think.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Let me mute myself so I can listen to it once real fast.
We love a good pronunciation.
I feel like I've heard this word before, but I'm not sure. So the word of the day is saccharine, which is being too sweet or too sentimental.
Got it. Saccharine. Right.
So
Okay. So
Trixie is often too saccharine.
our
Our most saccharine characters. The squirrel.
I can't help it. It's all the maple syrup in my bloodstream.
Oh man, I almost pulled a Jess and like X'd out of the streaming thing. That would have been bad.
Then we all would have been kaput.
It's
Maybe
easy to
I'm
do.
not sure what happens if there's not an admin in here because we only get 2 admins. On
Right.
our thing.
What I was going to say is we could play the theme if you know how to play the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
If not, we can roll for
How about this? Wait. The sound of Trixie bashing a head right at the end.
That was so good.
I really wish they could see us while that's running though, because I'm just sitting here like
Oh, I was full going like, yes, Jason, figured it out.
and then at the very end I'm like,
Yeah, I've never had to do any of the video clips before, so I clipped.
started pressing buttons.
Hi, I'm back. It's me.
I could introduce you to my friend Shark Duck.
Yes, Shark Duck.
Shark
Ooh-ha-ha. Oh,
Is this like a duck that was eaten by a shark?
And
Mostly?
he has lotion in his mouth for some reason. So get that out. He came
Is
with
this
me
like
from New York on my journey.
Oh,
I want to know the story behind Shark Duck. Like, is this like a giant
the
duck that
story
was
The story is
90%
really
swallowed by
cute.
a?
Mine and Jonathan's like first date, we did one of those like claw duck machines, and we both won because it's play until you win. And so I had mine, and I was like, "Here, I won this for you," just being goofy. And then he gave me the one he won, and now every time we see a duck claw machine, we get ducks.
Aw, that is cute. I need squeaks.
Oh, if you want squeaker toys, I got squeaker
Yeah,
toys.
right.
Although they're both
Yeah.
sleeping, so maybe I
Up
shouldn't
the wazoo. Yeah, let's not.
shake that tree. How about we roll for a
Roll
recap?
for a recap.
Yes.
How about I have dice out?
Yeah. How do I have dice out and you don't? I'm like all the way across the country.
I hope it's not me because I don't remember anything. Oh, it's me. It's definitely me. I rolled a 2.
Oh, thank
Oh
God.
no.
I thought it was going to be me. I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 17.
All right. So last time on Probability of Demise, our
Pretty
heroes,
bad probability.
after valiantly slaying a dragon of the greenish variety, they resurrected a woman named
woman.
Ambition, and she was too weak to go on, so we built her a treehouse and stuck her in there, and then we went into the swamp and looking for Barbary and Max, and we trucked along through the swamp, and eventually we found Max hanging out in the dragon horde. So then we looted most of the half the dragon horde, as much as we could carry, and then Asher had to like make a box using fabricate and then load it full of coins and gems.
Had to.
And then
had
float
to.
it. Yes. And then float it along. Oh, hey, look who that is.
We can't see, just so you know. So
Oh, in the waiting room there is a certain game master. Hello.
I am so broken. I'm sorry about my audio. It's going to be terrible today because I'm literally running off of an iPad. Because
Digitally
the
broken GM.
computer gods do not love me today.
Me neither.
I was hearing, I could hear every once in a while I could hear you because like I would kick into the audio and then it would kick off randomly when I wasn't touching anything. And I'd be like, I don't know what's going on. So, well, I hope you all had a great intro.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going through the recap. And
Jason
Dragon
rolled lowest again.
I rolled a 2. So so we went to the dragon horde, made a box. Asher floated it around and out with us. Before we left, Asher turned into a hawk because on the watch while they were camping overnight, we saw some people. Asher turned
Heard
into a hawk
voices.
and like flew up. No, Asher saw someone.
I know.
And we flew up and like looked at them marching around in their little camp and everything, and they had like deconstructed ships for like their camping gear, and we think it's the Navy people that were in the swamp. And then we Tanzanite messaged Barbary and managed to like punch a sending spell through the veil, found out he was dead, and like talked to him, and he left like a sad message for his daughter Ambition. And then we trekked back out of the swamp and then got back on the ship. And then Tanzanite was, hey, your dad's dead, but he loved you. And then I think that's where we left off.
Sounds about right. Sounds pretty much awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you all took over the show for the beginning because
we didn't roll for commercial yet.
Yeah.
I skipped that because you weren't here yet.
Are we going to do the commercial? I wasn't sure if that was going to still happen. There was talk and I got disconnected from audio.
Oh,
I mean, it's up to Jason because Jason has to write it. So
Yeah. That was the concern.
Let's do it, and then if my dogs are not freaking out at break time,
okay,
then I'll write a commercial.
Beautiful. Well, my rolls are as good as my tech today.
Ooh. Okay.
11.
Oh no.
So Rurik is reading. And from Larissa's reaction, I bet she'll pick the topic. So I did 13.
16. Okay. All right.
Unless you want to read, you can also choose to read.
Oh yeah, or
You
that.
could choose to read. Yeah, you could choose to read, Larissa.
You can choose to read or pick the topic.
I will choose to read.
Ooh.
Ooh, shaking it up.
Look at
Serially?
you.
Serially? Yes. Yes.
She's super serial. She is super serial right now.
Yeah,
It almost feels
I
like
had
you're
my
being
Wheaties
nice.
this morning.
It almost feels like you're being nice to me because I had tech issues and you're trying to be, make the world behave for me.
I
Nope.
do what I can. I do what I can.
Oh, your hair's so pretty.
you.
In that case, that means I have to choose a topic, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Whew. Okay. So
This is gonna get
I
nuts.
I had this crazy product idea, and it's probably already like out there in our real life because our real life is crazier than anything could be. But I would love to know what a magically enhanced butter knife would be. Like full on TV show, magically enhanced butter knife. Like I'm not going to try to put anything out there about what it does, why it's magically enhanced, how it's magically enhanced, but a magically enhanced butter knife.
Okay.
Jason's like, why do you hate me?
I like that our products have drifted like in universe now. That amuses me. Like they went from like fake real world sponsors to like fake world sponsors.
Fake world sponsors. Well,
Well,
the
then
other
there's
choice-
less rules, you know?
The other thought I had was like a shower cap, and I gotta save this for another future one. I'll save it. It's gonna crack me up later. So welcome back to Probability of Demise. Did we play the little intro clip music?
We did.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good marker for the recordings and stuff like that. And,
we didn't play it at the
I'm
right
gonna
time,
call-
but we definitely played it.
Oh, just randomly in the middle of something.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it was like
we did the introductions first. The
yeah,
introductions and everything.
We did it after word of the day
Yeah.
when we were still
Cool.
stalling for time, trying to figure out
Yes,
if
we
you
were
coming.
waiting to see if you were going to come, and then we were like, well,
Play the intro, whatever.
roll
Play that intro.
Roll that
beautiful
intro.
footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
bean
Okay.
footage. Yes.
So yeah, awesome. So you are aboard the ship, as far as I know, unless anybody's come off it. The ship has not left location. You have a large treasure chest, legitimately manufactured from thought and crafted into a way that allowed it to, at the cost of 5 spell slots, get you all the way on board the ship. Tanzanite, you are sitting with and holding the hand of a fairly stoic but quiet grief that you're seeing from Ambition. Trixie and Asher, what are you up to as Tanzanite is there in the corner? I mean, you did provide aid, so you're probably like proximally around that space, but you did provide aid to the older tiefling individual.
Yes, I forgot about. Yeah, they saved one guy out of the camp, like the old guy, but
Yeah,
he lost his legs to the
Ashes.
oozes.
He's currently legless, but Ashes is laying there, and you've
My guy's legless. Oh, right.
yes, his kind of pocked purple skin, looking a little less purple, maybe a hue a hue closer to a light lavender in his blood loss and such, but still there.
I am going to try to figure out. I turned to Asher and I'm like, we should maybe get this like down in the hull because while they are used to seeing, you know, that they know that there were gemstones on board, like the other stuff, like you know, this thing isn't going to last forever, right? This box.
No, it will. I used a different thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a new thing.
you have a new thing. Wow.
Yeah, I can make
Okay.
things out of raw materials.
Oh, and it just stays.
Yes, I just figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well.
like in that like space of like asking him that, you like have this flashback to the swamp and trees suddenly desiccating quite quickly into nothing
Oh, right.
as that
It's
treasure
the same
chest
thing
was
I did to
formed.
make the treehouse. It's the same spell.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, I figured it out like when I made the treehouse. Well, I figured theoretically before that, but I figured it out that it was possible when I made the treehouse.
The practical
think I could do other
application
things.
of the spell occurred in such a time as to thwart the.
I feel like Asher has
impractical-
like 1,000 different concept spells in his book that he doesn't know if they'll work until he tries them, like bringing someone back to life.
He's got that whole like his spell book of sorts being that poem tome, and every single one of them was marked up with different things. Like, does the meter of this haiku work for this particular thought process? It needs some squishy stuff. What is squishy stuff? The slime snot. Let's grab some of that. That'll be the reagent.
Yeah, I like how there's like it's like scratched out on the bottom, like a list of things that could work as like spell materials. Like I could just do this one verbally, scratch it out. Wait, no, this needs a cocoon.
Didn't work. I need something that changes. What changes? Oh, a cocoon changes. I hope I don't have to eat it.
Well, then I'm gonna.
Should we talk to the captain about maybe retrieving the rest of the dragon horde? Or should we just leave it?
I'm conflicted because I feel like if we leave that there, then it's just going to attract another dragon. But I have a thought. Hear me out. What if we give it? Well, what if we have these guys chill here for now while ambition rests, and we go back and try to make contact with those people that you saw and see if they are indeed this navy that is moving in, and we give it to them to leave.
I mean, we don't know that we need them to leave yet. We don't know who they are, what their intentions are.
Okay, so that's what I mean. Like we could use it as leverage. Like if they, I mean, I don't.
I would give you 42% of a dragon horde if you get the fuck out.
I mean, I feel like it. That would be something that would be hard to say no to. But I guess it depends on what they're looking for. I mean, they could be more allies. It's hard to say. I don't remember specifically about the rumors, whether they were whether they were attacking people. GM, were they attacking people? Or were they just moving in?
Roll a history check.
Nat 1! CRS can't remember shit.
You were sitting there in that briefing. There was a meeting of various military folks, and you were busy thinking about a new potion idea you had. And were they going to kill everybody? Or was it just the diehards freaking out? Who was talking at that time? That's all you have in your head. Is like, you actually almost forget, was it really a navy or was it just a bunch of people in boats?
Is a fishing fleet still a navy?
Trying to figure out if this is a woodpecker or a river.
Exactly. This was what was happening.
Remember that part of our podcast
meeting.
where sometimes we talk about how we all have ADHD?
It was making noises.
That's exactly what happened in that meeting. Reverse what I said before. There was a woodpecker, and you're like, huh?
Is that a woodpecker or a roadrunner? Anyways.
Now,
Okay,
that's just Trixie. However, Asher, you might have different memories of that time if you would like to. Your knowledge did not come from the military arm. Your knowledge came from the network that you've been working to establish.
Yeah. This tastes like I made today. History. Oh wow, that is a 30.
wow.
How was your history? Oh yeah, you're a bard. Never mind.
I rolled a 19 and I have an 11 bonus.
Yeah.
Tell me the whole history of the Navy work.
Not that high. You didn't roll nat 20, but you did roll 30. So you recall getting a report, and the report was you knew about the Navy because all the rumors that have flown through Overton and through Canyonville have come through your network as well. But you do also remember that a person that you're trying to place in the Elven Island also sent record of ships spotted off in the ocean, and being a fairly vast fleet. So you gathered information from multiple different spaces. You've also been trying to place someone in a far northern city that you've heard of, and that actually 2 people, I believe. You have 2 spots up there, I think. The person
He's
that's
listening.
been
He's just taking a picture of the
placed
dogs.
I know. Placed in the desert space shared nothing. They had gained no knowledge, but they were also carefully placed there on a quiet trip with a certain pirate captain, queen, whatever she is, during one of her airship visits. The other individual had traipsed through the swamp hoping to gather intel on the way north. And from that individual, when they finally arrived and then sent back through some magical messenger birds, which Fawn gathered this data and kind of shared it out with you over the course of your trip to the Dwarven stronghold. This navy, so to speak, has no history to it. There are folks who have called them sea peoples because they don't know any more information on it. This has been a very mysterious group. They're so large that there isn't a power except for from Overton or Canyonville that is willing to engage with them for fear of creating some sort of incident or becoming embroiled in something beyond their power and control. The size of the group that has moved into the swamp space and brought their navy into that space is such that most of the other civil spaces in Atland, all being fairly small, are too nervous to do much about it.
Okay. I guess I could. Maybe I could tell. Maybe I could not. Ooh. Where is my teleport spell? Oh, I could. Maybe I could teleport us back to Overton with our box, and then I don't know. Or at least maybe we could shove the box back to Overton and then go deal with the Navy. I don't know. What do you think the best course of action is?
Well, I don't know. I feel like if we go back, I mean, I guess if they're not, it's hard because I feel like if we go and leave them alone, something bad could happen. But also, I feel bad just leaving these people here.
I would like to rest because it took a lot out of me to bring that box back here. So before we go face a Navy, I would like to take a sleep.
Well, I wonder.
Take a sleep. That's my.
Do you think if we give him a commission, can we trust Gran to transport our stuff?
Are you
Probably.
asking the GM or okay?
No, I'm
cool.
asking Asher, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we can.
No voice from above. I'm asking Asher.
I'm sure if we ask them to take this box back and put it in somewhere, Tanzanite's house. I don't know. I'm sure they would do that. Or in the bank. Is there a bank in Overton,
Did
Jim?
you call it my house?
Yeah, your
well,
literal
we
whole
have
house.
like we have paper money now, so I feel like there must be a bank that issues the paper money. So maybe we could task
So
them
not
bringing the box.
our combined home in
No, your literal old home.
my childhood
Your
home.
childhood
Because the
home.
ship will go to Overton.
Shared
that's
by
why.
your siblings. And
Oh.
currently guarded
My door
by
does have a
random-
lock on it.
Yes, currently.
Or we could put it in the
So-
tavern.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just teleport it to the tavern. I could shove it into the basement right now.
I just feel like I guess my concern is anybody who's kind of in possession of this then has to defend it. You know what I mean? That's my only concern. I don't want to put that on someone unless they're capable and willing. Also,
I mean, if I push it in the tavern, it's kind of on my mom.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind of a big deal.
So maybe it would be nice to ask her first. That would be the polite thing to do.
I could teleport to Overton. I can't teleport back here. That's the problem.
Well, what if we sleep and then I walk over to Tanzanite? I'm like, if we sleep now, would you be able to maybe send a message to Asher's mom in the morning asking her if she'll keep an eye on, and I head nod over to the box and Asher can send it to her for a bit, and then maybe we can go see what this whole Navy thing is about.
Or if you have us sending now, I can send it now. I just have to draw a circle.
I know you've been doing a lot of it, so I don't want to.
Hold on. I have two thoughts. So let me first check.
So now are you
To metagame a little bit, I would like to do it now so I can get my spell slot back. And not blow a
Tanzanite,
high
would
spell
you
slot in the
like
morning.
to have moved away from
That's
ambition?
the thing. I wouldn't move away from ambition until she initiated moving away.
Ambition's
Okay,
just like
so
on
she's not
Tanzanite's
going
leg.
to. She's just kind of holding your hand, and she's every once in a while you feel little shudders from her. So for this conversation to have occurred, you would have been within earshot of ambition and ashes.
I mean, I'm not afraid to share
No,
that.
no, I'm just
I see the
just sharing
box.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Ah, crap. Hang on. And I grab Trixie and like pull her away. Should we get the other half for Ambition's people? Because the dragons killed all of their people.
That's also an option. I would support that. I would support that. And as Larissa, I had that thought 2 seconds before you said it. So yes.
I'm
forgot
surprised
she
y'all
was
just
there.
had that thought. I thought I had that thought way at the beginning. I thought
I
that's
forgot
where
she
y'all
was
were going
there.
with this, and I was like, oh, they went with the Navy. Okay.
I was
Um,
just trying to, move on to the next problem. But
So I'm gonna go back over to the captain and be like, what would it take to hike into the swamp and get the rest of that dragon horde? Like with your crew.
So to get to the captain, you have to go into the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Okay. Upon knocking on the door, you hear a hurried shuffling sound and lots of slamming of drawers.
He's
And
hiding all his
then
drugs.
Max opens the door, says, "Yeah, oh, it's them. It's okay. It's okay." And Max turns and lets you into the room, and you can see the captain, whose name you still all don't know, standing at his desk.
I mean, we sailed there with him
kinda
for 5
holding
days. I
down.
feel like we must have asked at some point.
you would think that. I mean, he didn't even tell us his own son's name. He just referred to him as the cabin boy. So I don't think he
True.
deserves it. We don't need to know his name if he doesn't want to give his son's name.
Just roll an insight check to see whether or not you would have been able to get it out of him at some point.
His name?
He's a different type of folk.
18.
All you've been able to get is that he is called captain by everyone, even his child. It's a boat or a ship of titles, not names.
Max is like a untrapped child. The captain's coming for us.
And now that Max is on the sailboat, he's only being referred to as cabin boy.
I'd be like, Maximilian, what's up, buddy?
You see his father's face kind of shift and and Max kind of looks pale for a second.
I don't know if that's your full name. I just made that up. Hello, Captain. I assume when they were slamming drawers and stuff. I'm guessing that was them hiding the treasure that Max took in his pockets.
Sure. Roll another insight check on that one, unless you just want to live with that assumption. If you roll
11.
a 20, okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, you can just assume that must have been treacherous.
So, did Max tell you that there was a dragon horde from the dragons that we killed in the swamp?
Yeah. Yes. Apparently, quite a treasure.
Yes. So we took some of it in the box that we have on the deck. There's quite a bit left.
His eyes just get a little wide. In
Way
the
to go,
box
a-hole.
left,
What? I'm gonna ask his
in the
crew to
box
go
left?
get it. You think I couldn't tell him what was there?
No, I meant
So-
he has some.
There's a lot more left, and we were wondering if your crew has the capability to like go get it.
I wouldn't be able to send my crew to collect a vast sum without some enticement for them.
We would like to give a good portion of it to the woman that you saved, because her people have been wiped out by the dragons, and we want to give her the means to establish a new home
And to
or
bring their
something.
people on as allies.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
like
if I'm there.
in the
Sorry,
interest
I
of.
followed him. Sorry.
Yeah, are you here or not? You didn't say.
You got to decide.
I know.
Decide.
Fine. I would have followed. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have followed.
You keep chiming in. You might as well
Probably.
be here.
I know. I'm sorry. I
Um,
haven't had much caffeine. Ugh.
Okay, so and we're trying to help them to find their wayward people and maybe be a new ally. So maybe we split it. What's left? 50-50 with your crew and her.
His eyes get wide again. He's like, that sounds like a wonderful deal.
It is a wonderful deal. And I give Asher a look like. And I turn around and I walk out and I go, people think I'm bad at bartering.
They're doing all the work. I will not exploit their labor, Larissa.
Living wages, man. Living wages.
That's more
Calm
than
down
living
over there,
wages.
Trixie Bezos.
That's like carrying some stuff and then winning the lottery as like an automatically winning the lottery. But okay.
You see a calculating gleam in his eye for a second as he tries to do the math, and he just shakes his head and goes, yeah, so we will do this. Are you accompanying us, or is this
We need to investigate. There is the rumors of the Navy in the swamps. I think we saw them.
Yeah, somewhere far to the north of here, yeah.
Yeah, well, when we were off up in the swamp, we ran into them a little. We got very near them. They didn't see us.
They've traveled
horde
further south than I would have expected.
I think it was them.
Trixie raises her hand.
The captain kind of looks at the two of you and is trying to decide what to do because he
Yes,
feels
Trixie.
like he's not in power.
I was going to say is it's kind of on the way. The horde is, so we can at least accompany you there if you're worried about like protection or anything. Is that why you're asking?
Yes, I was. This is quite the gift. Gran got one over on you, didn't he? All right. So yes, we'll be ready in the morning. And is that all right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe when we get back to that place, if we get back to that place, we can figure out how to get y'all back here safely.
If on the way in we encounter nothing, on the way out, hopefully we continue to encounter the same nothing that we encountered on the way in.
I just reach over and like knock on a wood wall or
Yeah.
something.
You see him pause for a moment, looking at you doing that, and then he kind of pulls a little shark's tooth from his under his shirt and goes, "Kiss it."
Kiss it? I would like.
I like another superstitious person like myself. Shoves it back down his shirt.
All right. So in the morning. Okay.
So we sleep.
And wait, I would rather. Are we sending our treasure back to Overton right now? Before
we need to know if Tanzanite has a.
Tanzanite, do you have a sending spell left? Okay, so we'll go
So
back
we have
over
to walk.
Tanzanite.
Yes. Okay. Poor thing.
See?
She's stuck. She's stuck glued to ambition.
Tanzanite, you've been sitting there consoling her for quite a while. Could you just roll an insight check?
The old ball and chain.
You're muted, sweet.
Uh-oh.
I was sneezing and coughing because I've been drinking a smoothie.
Oh.
Does it
So
have
it's
ginger?
cold.
Ah.
All right, so insight +9. Okay, it says
She
26.
says casually.
26.
She says casually.
9. That's fine.
You can tell that she is feeling better. Her demeanor has come back together. She's clearly still in grief.
She's over
But
it
I
now. It's
think-
cool.
I think that you sense that you could easily leave her there without any repercussions. I think you also can tell that the relationship between Ambition and Barbary was very complicated, and she's been trying to process through all of those different pieces of a authority of a father figure and all those things that comes with, which you understand from your mother a bit, comes with its own set of positives and negatives. And your presence really acted to create a calm space for her. And in the course of that time, you felt a little bit of that nugget that's inside of you grow by one. Actually, it grew by 2. I think with the 26, you would know that it grew by 2.
Did I bring a pencil? Oh, there it is. I knew I did. Hold on.
They don't sell pencils in Utah.
No pencils in Utah. Okay. I would like to.
These are my favorite spells. Sending should always be the spell that everybody gets. I might just make it a spell that everybody learns at some point because this cracks me up.
I tried. I can't figure
I
it
will
out.
squeeze Ambition's hand and say, it's time for you to process things on your own, but know that I am within earshot if you need. And just simply let go and step away and basically wait for the 2 to come back.
Yeah. And as you do, you can feel your shadows kind of like blob up a little bit and surround you in this moment of their own accord. And as they blob up, you feel a new shadow form and join the blobs. And there's just a little bit, a hint of some horns. Okay.
Did you make a Barbary shadow?
Maybe.
Okay. Now give it to her, and she's an acolyte. No, just kidding. So Tanzanite, could you message my mama and tell her that I'm going to shove a big box of treasure through the portal, and I would like her to put it in the bank for us.
No, I'm gonna go to bed. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course I can do that.
Yes, boundaries.
Yes, of course. What?
Did you actually say that to him?
Oh yeah.
Ah!
And I start to like walk away and everything, and I go, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Trixie thinks this is hysterical and is like grabbing her knees. She's laughing so hard.
Then I'm going to get out my chalks and stuff and start drawing the circle on the deck of the ship, I guess.
Okay. So while Asher's drawing out the teleportation circle, Tanzanite, what is the message you sent him to Mama?
What
And who do you send it
How long
to?
do you need, Asher?
Hmm?
How long do you need?
Couple minutes.
Okay. Also, what's your mom's name? I don't think I remember her name.
Obviously, I know that. Her name's Mom, obviously.
Well, at least it's not me this time doing.
Hang on,
the
I freaking
NPC.
named her. It's way back in my notes. Give me a second.
This is the best. I have so many NPCs listed out on little tiled windows right here. Ridiculous numbers of them.
What's my mother's name?
Well, I don't know my own mother's name.
I don't.
Oh.
Oh my god, I don't have it.
Good, make one up.
But I know that I named her. I know I did.
You did. You did.
This is amazing.
And this is going to be the best moment.
No, because I know if I say a different name, Rourke's going to make you message someone else.
I am. Fully 100%.
Wait.
Oh my gosh, this is
I don't
so
know
great.
if she's. I don't know if she's there. Maybe you should message me instead.
Okay. Message me.
I
And
cheated.
say, ask him to take
She wasn't, but she wasn't there last time I went there, so that is a fair guess.
to my place.
Or he could put it in the bank, and then we could get the paper
Oh, put
money.
it in the bank. Oh, that makes sense.
Unless, do you want the gems sent to your place and the coins to the bank?
No, we should keep it all together for now.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're just storing it there. We're not trading it for currency.
Yes.
I think we would trade the
Put it in
coins
the
for
lockbox.
currency and save the gems.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's specify that.
So wait, what are we specifying?
No.
Keeping
Coins.
the gems, storing the
Have-
gems.
Yes. Have the bank
Trade.
exchange the coins for paper money and store the gems.
But still also store the paper money until we get it.
Well, yeah, well, like in our account. I think we have an
Open
account.
an account. Open an account for us. I don't know.
I'm
Oh,
assuming like we
Do
all
an
have
account?
we all have the
Open
paper
an
money. I'm
account.
assuming we've.
I think that you all have small accounts, maybe, but you have accounts. You will have to decide how much of your current funds are in that account, just in general. But like Asher, I think when you were attending the University of Fixing, Repairing, and Inventing Things stuff for that little bit, you had to open an account to make sure transfers were occurring between the academic and your tavern earnings. But like all of you probably have little accounts, unless you for some reason think in your family's world they would never have tried to get you an account set up. I'm fairly sure Tanzanite has an account. It's fairly unlikely that Trixie's parents didn't create at least a basic savings account that may only have this $200 from your original birth worth of funds in it, but you know that
It's hard to
they
say.
said
It's not like they like me to leave the house. So
yeah, but they're also overprotective, so they would have assured a little bit of financial, maybe not well plotted out, but
Yeah.
maybe it's like the like there was the college savings for your baby, type of thing, but in this world. And
Yeah.
Trixie's
they
529.
plopped a little. Yeah, she's got a retirement account in her name, but she's never going to get it because it's written in the wrong name. Her parents didn't spell it correctly. All right, so
That
yes,
tracks.
yes, accounts are definitely possible. It also deals with the monetary weight. So, Tanzanite, regale me with this message. Especially since I can see you counting on your fingers right now, and it's cracking me up, and I'm messing you up on purpose because I'm a brat.
Okay. I'm going to ask to put it in my account because I'm going to assume it's larger and can hold more.
Sure.
Okay. But you all have. I'm not trying to keep it. You can have it. Okay. So I'm gonna put my fingers to my head, my crown. Think of knee, and go. Hello, it's Tanzanite. Asher is sending a trunk through the portal to the tavern. Please pick it up and take to bank my account, please.
Beautiful. Absolute beauty
What
in
did I
terms
do?
of.
Did
did
you
it
say
perfect.
anything about the gems or the coins?
Nope.
I can send another.
So
Can
you
it
get a
be?
message back.
Let's see what he says.
Tavern portal on my way. 5 minutes. And you get the sense that he's a little drunk.
Oh no.
Asher, he's a tad tipsy, so I have one more slot. I'm going to call him again in about 5 minutes once he's there
Okay.
so that we can send it over and I can specify.
The good news is he's probably in the tavern.
Yeah, right. It just takes him 5 minutes to get down the stairs.
Who's doing first?
I mean, he's always drunk. I'm not that worried about it.
Yes. Okay, so
Oh, what-
I'm going to give it
what-
like 5 minutes.
Wait, didn't Nee quit drinking?
Mhm.
Wait a minute.
Somebody has good memory.
Uh-oh. Nee quit drinking last I talked to him. This isn't good. Can you ask him why?
Why
He's
he's off
drunk.
the wagon.
Sure. So basically say we'll be sending it through soon, clarify the money, and ask why drunk.
Yeah. Why you drink?
Okay, I got this. So I'm going to give it like 5 minutes and like 30 seconds.
Okay. Like deposit coins, store gems. Hey, dude, why are you so drunk right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to touch my forehead and go, knee me again. Sending box soon. Deposit coins.
Store.
Transfer to paper. Store gems as normal. Also, Asher says, why are you drunk? Okay, bye.
There's a little bit of a pause, and you hear back eventually. And it sounds like whatever he's saying is being interrupted by something, but like you get the 25-word response, but you kind of have to fill in the blanks. Oh, beautiful woman. Everything for you. Your kid sending something through. What was that you put in my dinner? You're a great wife. Oh, we should tell the kid. Cuts off.
Wait, did they get married and I wasn't invited? That's bullshit.
I am
I mean,
going to
How much do you relay? If any.
I'm basically doing that. There's Tanzanite's just like,
what's going on?
you can send the box.
Is everything okay?
I think your mom has news for you. I don't know if I should be the one to tell you, so we should get back to your mom soon.
Or you could just tell me, because you're my friend.
Trixie's like,
your stepdad will be there ready to grab the box.
Oh, what a power move.
imagine the Chris Pratt meme or GIF from. He's just like,
Doing the math.
and
Ash takes out his notebook,
Oh no!
writes down, "I think you forgot to invite me," slaps the note on top of the box, and then says, or no, it says, "Did you forget to invite someone?" And then I'll say, "Overton, my home. Once upon a time and place. The tavern, my home." And I will open the portal, and the box, I think, is still floating. So I'm just gonna, like, I didn't unanimate it yet. So
Okay, sure. I'll call. We'll live with this. The box, and you can hear a bang on the other side. And just as the portal's about to collapse, you see somebody coming through from the other side. And your mother steps through.
well,
Trixie's
hello there.
like,
She looks pissed. So, I see you're living the high seas life.
We killed
I'm
the
not
dragon.
I'm not actually a pirate, by the way. This is just this is transport. So don't believe.
I'm
those
gonna
rumors.
put my hand over Trixie's mouth and be like, "Shh, this isn't helping your case. You look more like a pirate queen when you say you're not on a boat." And I'm just gonna like take 2 steps. Move my hand. I'm like, shh.
Did you get married?
Not yet. But I needed to send Nee to rest. So, do you remember when you were young and you couldn't sleep? Made you jello?
Wait, did you drug me
Made
to
him-
sleep when I was a kid?
Wouldn't you have done the same to you? I try to recall
Probably.
back to the kid who ran off into random places, would come back with these disgusting, moldy old books. I still remember when you found what was it? Become a something laureate. I definitely took matters into my own hands on occasion. And
This explains a lot.
and she raises her hand and you can see a ring. Your future stepfather proposed yesterday and has been ridiculous ever since. So I just need a night of rest.
That's fair. Well, congratulations. Also, you're stuck here now because I don't think that I can make another portal today. But
Oh, that's great. Let me stay here for the next 12 months.
I mean, if you want to ride back to Overton with the ship, I mean, that gives
No,
you 5 days.
no. Send me anywhere else. Send me to those people that you found on the island that live underground. Go send me off to those crappy. And she kind of like her eyes dart to you, Tanzanite. Crappier, as she kind of like tries to caveat. Shitstorm of an elven society out on that other island. I don't care. Give me the sweet child
What?
of mine.
Why did you
away
say yes?
from-
If this is how you feel,
I didn't. I really like the man. But when he succeeds, he's insufferable. You know, he's been up for 24 hours crowing about this. I am sure you're going to hear about it soon.
okay.
He's exhausting.
Well,
I just
he's
need some space.
a lot of energy for an old man.
Is he old? I'm starting to have doubts.
I don't know. You tell me. You've probably seen
Okay,
him
where's
naked
my
more than
cabin?
me, and then I run away.
Wait, what did you say?
I said you've probably seen him naked more than me, and then I run away. And I send over my ambition, and I'm like, Mother, this is ambition.
She's pulling herself together, but giving you the look that you know from childhood fairly well. I'm definitely raising you right. I need a drink. Hey, ambition. I like the hair garments. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Wait. So
Oh,
my mother is in charge of, or part of the leadership of the Alliance. Ambition is with the people who, the raiders that were having issues along the shore, but we've worked that out. And
her gaze scans over to the legless individual and says, "Work that out."
That wasn't us.
so her people have suffered very, very terrible losses at the hands of the evil dragons. And they thought that we sent them because they came from this continent. So that's why they were raiding, and we've
Wait,
put all that to rest.
this-
But I think
This continent?
They're not from
Did
this
they-
continent. They thought we
did-
sent the dragons.
Do they know about, and she gestures to you, Tanzanite, your mother? Do they know about, and she gestures to you, Trixie, your father? Any news if they're not from here?
I
Didn't come
mean,
up?
we haven't asked them, but also this is just a portion of their people. They got kind of thrown to the winds, and they all kind of split up. And so we thought that maybe if we can provide them with a place and help them with join our alliance, that we can help them reunite their peoples.
Lovely. Asher,
Also, I don't
sweetie,
know if-
go get me a drink because clearly I have to work.
also, I don't know if Ambition has understood any of this because
oh yeah,
Tongues has not been active this whole time. She has been the subject of you all talking over her. When Tanzanite was saying things to her, she was not. The only thing that she's been picking up has been Trixie's words. Who has not talked as much? Tanzanite, all your reassuring words was just by tone.
I can't do shit about that. I used all my spell slots carrying that box. So
It's been absolutely beautiful. I've
So
enjoyed
wait,
this
does
stuff.
does Ambition actually know that Barbary is dead or not?
Not
I think
a
so.
clue.
Yes, because she responded, right?
Well, she's been crying and, like-
She
Yeah.
responded. She took her facial tone. She got no words. She just heard the words and facial tone. That's why I had the roll for the insight and
Oh,
everything.
got it. Okay.
This whole time I've been trying to run on this, like, okay, she does not understand. I've been doing rolls on the back end about her insight. She's been rolling really high on her insight, so she's been
All
keeping
right.
up, sort of.
Okay. I guess I will essentially take the place of where Tanzanite was. And I'm just gonna kind of sit next to her and say sorry, we kind of we got caught up in everything and kind of forgot that, you know, because I can understand, but they have to, you know,
I'm like, oh shit.
do something to
Yeah, Mom,
to
she didn't
be able to
understand anything that we
respond
said. Sorry.
to. How much of this did you kind of get?
Let me pull something up really quickly because I had a whole list of these things. I was trying to record a lot last time.
I'm so staticky out here. Ouch.
So she had the words in your language of stay with me. And she had that. Okay, cool. You hear Trixie, her kind of relay to you, I think something awful has happened to my father. But that the woman, she created a safe space for me in her heart, and I don't understand that. And she gestures towards Tanzanite. She's dark but warm. And I felt safe with her.
Well, that's good because you can feel safe with her. So she was able to speak to your father, but he had already passed on before we could get to him.
I had assumed. I was waiting, but I assumed.
Just I think he had some specific words he wanted her to share with you, so maybe in the morning we can help make that happen. This, and I gesture.
I'm happier without that knowledge, probably.
Okay.
But
That's absolutely your choice. This, and I gesture to Asher's mom, is Asher's mom.
Trixie probably also knows her name. They all know. We don't know.
Can I roll a history check to see if I remember her name?
Can I roll a history check
Sure.
to see if I remember her? Do you know her name? Because I don't know it. I would have to go back to the pre-recorded episode or the play sessions.
Yep. I will let Trixie roll this.
Of course.
History. It's not going to be.
For shits and giggles, I rolled another 30, but of course it didn't count.
Because
Because Asher definitely knows his mom's name.
Does he?
I rolled a 9, so yeah.
You probably in your head, just as a kid who's been living with their parents and kind of only life live, you probably have called a lot of people's parents so and so's mom, so and so's dad,
Right.
And so in your head, you've only ever thought of her as Asher's mom,
right? And you know what? I'm just gonna turn to her and say, I'm sorry. We've really only interacted a couple times. I'm completely blanking on your name. So this is Asher's mother. She is one of the leaders in our alliance, and we have asked her to work with you and Ashes to help find the rest of your people and to get you settled and provide you with whatever you may need. She seems happy to be away from our hometown at this point. Oh, hang on, I'm gonna sneeze.
All right. Asher's mom.
Just sneezes in Ambition's face.
At least now you can't hear it in the background through Jason's microphone, but I'm pretty sure all the neighbors are like, what the heck?
Yeah, she smiles and she takes Ambition's kind of trembling hands and says to her, "Hi, my dear, I'm Maggie. What can I do for you?"
She says, "Hi, my name is Maggie. What can I do for you?"
And as you say that, you see Ambition look back and forth confused. He says, "I understood her."
And I look at Asher's mom and I go, "Well, aren't you fancy?"
I got one useful talent.
I would disagree with that, but okay.
Yeah, passed it on to my son, apparently. Who still hasn't brought me my drink. And
I'm
she
gonna
proceeds
take
to
my-
kind of converse with Ambition.
Asher, you have one job.
Hang on. I'm going to take my hand turn my dragon vessel, and it's going to have. Wait, no, never mind. Oh no, ale in it. It does have ale in it. Okay. I need that back when you're done.
I love that Jason kind of figured out her name was Maggie just as I was trying to say it. I'm like waiting, holding off to be a brat as much as possible. She sets up. She kind of like, I think Asher, you recall this from her when she was just working at the tavern as a tavern wench, just following directions from others. The ownership of the tavern was never quite clear to you as a kid growing up. You just assumed that your mom worked there and that you lived there, room and board sort of situation. But you're kind of seeing her in this element, kind of maybe for the first time even, because I don't think that you've been around her in this role, but she's quickly coaxing. And I think to Trixie and Tanzanite, you can see where Asher got it, where Asher got the charm and charisma from, because she has the same thing going on in a just different way. If diplomacy was an adventuring class, she took levels in that, and she's just as easily able to quell a bar brawl as to elicit information from an individual. And it is quite apparent that she is getting the information she sought from Ambition and Ashes. She's pulled them both into a conversation, and she's just kind of building up some information, and she's got, I think, Tanzanite, roll an insight check. Tanzanite.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you. Roll an insight check. You're the one with the most likely to pick this up.
Go to the right page. Okay, it's 9. Yeah. Okay, just making sure. 21.
21. Okay. You don't quite pick up the full import, but there's mad respect for her ability to facilitate conversations. You wonder how much of whenever you've interacted with her, how much she's been able to convince you all to do things. Just because she's clearly facile and she's getting more out of these two than you've gained so far. Doggy picture. But yeah, you're able to kind of witness that. Other than that, the chest has been shoved over. Asher's mom is there to stay the night. She's deep in negotiations, drinking some, what was it, mead that you had dragged over?
Ale.
Ale. Yeah.
She's sipping on it. She's passed it to Ambition and to Ashes. Although for Ashes, you can see her kind of sprinkle something in the drink before she hands it over.
Drugging
And
everybody.
pretty soon Ashes is unconscious. But yeah, she's working her magic over there. What are you all up to, if anything, or are you just going to sleep?
I would like to read the treaties.
Yes. So you're going to spend part of your evening reading the treatise on alchemy.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much fun. Which page did I save that to? Because I saved it to one of the pages. I do love that I spent a ton of time, just so you all are aware, figuring out how much that flippin' treasure chest weighed. And now you've just like shoved it through a portal.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's very, very heavy. It's definitely not a easy.
I'm over
situation.
capacity because it's technically in my inventory.
You can unequip the treasure chest now that it's not on you, and then it will be. I don't think it's equipped on your character right now. You might be over capacity because of the other things. Would you have tossed those things?
It has like its own tab in my character sheet. It says oversized chest. Under
yes,
inventory.
The oversized chest is currently not equipped. And
it's 661 pounds.
Yep. So because it's unchecked, it's not part of your weight. You're over capacity because of the specific things that you picked up for yourself. So you might say that you toss those in the chest, like move them to the chest itself, and you can move like the painted gold war mask maybe, or the what else was there in the
cloth of gold vestments?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You could have moved those over. I mean, they're heavy.
Will they fit in the chest? Because wasn't that the point that I had to pick them up because the chest was full?
Oh, that's true.
You could lay them on top of it and then put the note on top of that.
Okay.
Could have shoved that in. Trixie and Tanzanite, you might just check your inventory. I don't think either of you are over capacity currently. Ooh.
Is that me?
I think it was me.
Just her headset as she got
Tanzanite, since it went in your bank account, you can add 34,535 gold pieces to your.
I'm sorry. How much?
34,535.
You're saying numbers, and I'm not where I need to be yet.
Put it in the chat.
Where do I go for that?
In your, because we set the gold to not be weighed in your character sheets. You can go to GP and just type 34. What was it? 34535. And Asher, you can remove that one from the chest, and that'll solve that for right now. Okay. All right.
I
I lost track of what we were doing.
I was reading the treaties.
Okay. Yes, you're reading the treaties on the thing. Go ahead and roll a. Like, what are you trying to find from this? Like, what is your major goal?
I mean, I guess to maybe.
Never mind. I was able to delete things. I'm not over encumbered anymore. I just had so much old crap that I just forgot to delete out of my inventory. That's why I'm fine now.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, I guess I would, look for stuff that would be useful in terms of healing or like in infusions or tinctures and stuff like that. That kind of would tie into my research. But then I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's never been that much of like a reader, but because this is kind of stuff she understands, she would be really kind of open to just like learning new things also. So I mean, she as much of it as she can, I guess.
Yeah, okay. How long do you spend reading it?
Well, I mean, so since we're on the boat, do we need to take watch or do we just
It's up to you all.
I think the crew would probably do that. I'm not saying I'm not going to do one.
okay. I would I guess kind of do like a watch's worth of reading, and then if I don't, like, depending on how fast I make it through, I would just table it for later and try to keep working my way through it. But as much as what one watches would be worth, I would go up on like the bow.
The front of the ship.
Yeah. And kind of just like find some sack to sit on or something to kind of also keep watch as I'm reading, listening for stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what I would like you to do is I would like you to roll a I'm trying to think like how you view yourself learning things about alchemy, about potion making. Your monk piece has been kind of like this maybe more Zen key based thing. How have you been funneling and controlling your potions and creating those medical wonders?
I mean, that was very much like trial and error because I'm immune to poison, you know? But so it was kind of like a hands-on learning, like I would think in kind of combination of maybe like with Asher, or at least like any knowledge that I would get from like my acolytes that maybe trained with my mother, whatever, to kind of combine a rudimentary understanding of chemical interactions, and then applying that to kind of retroactively applying that to my experimenting, if that makes sense. So like I understand basic chemical formulae. So I would probably look for things that I recognize first, and then take note of things that I don't, that I can at least ask someone else about, like possibly my mom, possibly maybe there might be books back at our place that I could,
Yeah, no. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to roll a intelligence check. And since this is potion based, add your modifier to it.
Okay. My modifier, what do you mean? My proficiency bonus?
Proficiency bonus, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, it's okay. God dang it. Doesn't matter.
You tell me anyways, doesn't matter. You have to tell me.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, tell me the total though. This isn't a thing where you can fail. This isn't a
with my proficiency bonus.
Like nat ones only count for certain things.
That's a 6 altogether.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Interpreting.
Hold on. Intelligence check. I guess it would be a 7 because I have a +1 intelligence.
Yeah, so you had 7 and 1, so that's 2 plus your proficiency bonus, which is
5.
Okay, 7.
Yeah.
I can't make head or tails of this shit.
No, you can. You're puzzling through it, and you can see it's old, and you can see some symbols that remind you of some of the random texts that Asher's picked up over time. So like looking at it, you realize that Asher or someone like Asher would be the appropriate person to go to try to expand out on this and work together on it. Your mother wouldn't. This doesn't fit any of the things in her spaces. So this is definitely like one of those ancient manuscripts. You intuit or feel like while the specifics of this document may not be replicable in the current world, it potentially, based on the theoretics around it, if you could just grasp them, could change your potion making practice and move you from physical healing and poisoning and other very concrete effects like this will work with the cells of the body to make them more robust sort of style of potioning to this pulls in a little bit, possibly, if the theory's right. And you see words like quantum mechanic, chemical bonds, and covalent interactions with, and just other things that just like make it, you're sitting there like, this is a tough document. But if you take out the ridiculous vocabulary, you think that there's a theory of crafting magic potions, possibly. You would have to discard their premises and institute the modern societal premises, but you could see a place where if you could just get to understand this, you could have drinkable magical effects.
Nice.
All right. But you're going to have to do a lot more research and study and get some other people involved. And that's pretty much all you can handle for this one night. Anybody else doing anything this night before?
I wanted to meditate before going to bed. And like
Awesome.
kind of commune with my shadows, just kind of feel and meditate.
Yep. Any intentions with this?
No exact ones. Mainly just I feel like I've been away from that and I want to get like back into it and see if anything immediate comes out to me, and then the more I keep meditating, then I'll have more specifics.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And I will tell you want to score high.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Cool. Okay, so... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's saving throw. That's not right math. 24. Ow.
As you're meditating and connecting with the shadows, and that new shadow actually seems to be not in of itself a individual, but it's actually a connection to a group of peoples and beings. And you feel like you have a new pathway opened to a new group of potential worshipers. You are having that moment in that metaphysical transcendent gobbledygook space, and it crashes apart in a burst of light, and you're held captive in front of this light. And you hear in your head, kind of like quakingly loud, but also whisper, soft, quiet at the same time somehow, a voice just say, "Are you worthy?" And so at the same time that is, "Are you worthy? Are you worthy?" all going on in your head at the same time. And the next thing you know, it's morning time. Asher, would you have done anything over the night? You're muted.
Sorry, there's an ambulance outside.
No worries.
I'm just going to walk around and find out if anybody on the ship can cast an identify spell.
Go ahead and just roll. Oh, hell no. There's going to be somebody who does it just because he can roll high on these. Roll your persuasion check or your charisma check or whatever.
Persuasion check?
Sure.
23. Actually rolled
Okay,
fairly
that's not so
badly.
bad. Okay. You find out that Barbary can't cast the spell, but Barbary has a skill set as some, not Barbary, sorry.
I was gonna say
The
wait,
captain,
who?
because too many captains. There's two captains in my brain still.
If you
The
go out and find his
captain-
body, he can tell you.
Yes. The captain has a skill set around identifying different items because of his work supporting Grand's brand. And while he indicates to you that he can't cast identify, he is able to intuit a lot of different things, and he has quite a skill set in that, especially when it comes to the more arcane items. And he's happy to assist you if you would like.
I'm gonna let him check out my. Right now it's in my inventory as Nat 20 screwdriver because it's what I found in the dragon's claw, the baby dragon's claw, when I rolled the Nat 20.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah. So you hand it to him, and can you just do it for me because I want to see what happens? Can you roll a, what is it called? A D20. And we'll use your roll to be his roll.
10.
Okay. Well, he has a +8 to this, so he holds it for a second, flips it over, licks it, and shakes it a little bit. You hear a little rattling noise inside of it. And then he hands it to you and he says, think something through this. And I just need you to tell me, either tell me a random tool or roll a d20.
Leave it to the dice.
18.
The screwdriver shifts from being a screwdriver into a rubber mallet in your hand. And he says to you as it shifts over to that, don't go banging things with that, unless, of course, that's your plan. But that, my friend, is an all-purpose tool. Now, while holding that tool, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and saving throws of not your skill set, but we're going to work with it and tweak it a little bit later. Artificer spells. And as an action, you can focus on the tool, channeling your creative forces, and then you can choose a cantrip from any class list. And for 8 hours, you'll be able to cast that cantrip, and it counts as for you, a bardic cantrip. So we'll use your bardic stuff. So I'm going to muck with this tool, but it's called an all-purpose tool +1.
Okay.
And so I did put it in your inventory just as a fill-in spot. It is a wondrous item, and I'm going to have to tinker with it a little bit. It does take one of your spell slots or one of your attunement slots if you want to use it.
Okay.
So I've currently temporarily attuned it to you, and I will rework the background on it. I wasn't sure when you were going to actually do it, so I haven't reworked it yet.
Okay.
But yes, takes a couple of hours for you to really truly get into the heart of it. But
yeah.
Yep.
Once I figure that out, I'm just gonna go to bed.
All right. Good night. Anybody else have anything that they're trying to do? No, that's it. That's everybody. Okay. Morning comes without a hitch. And I would like to take, as dawn rises, our mid-break. Do you want to come back at 45, 50, 10 to?
Let's go 50. 10 to.
Okay. So if we can put up the little splash thing that says 10 to, and because I have no controls on this setup.
No control.
I have nothing. Nothing. Don't the crunk. Wait, don't
I
pull that
have
lever.
nothing, nothing if I don't have control. Sorry.
Actually, maybe I can
Right.
run it from remote.
I have no idea how to do that.
Oh no.
Let me see if I can do it from the broken side. Because maybe I can do it all. Do 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 do. Filler junk by Brick.
Um.
Hi.
Hello. And we are back.
We are back.
And I finished writing that
And-
commercial like 35 seconds ago.
I was like sitting there going, oh, that's pretty cool. He's writing that so fast.
Might have shorted myself on time a little bit.
Yeah. So it's not me reading it. It's
No.
Larissa. I actually had a moment of cognitive dissonance where I was like, oh no, I have to read this because I still had in my head low roll reading. But when Jason didn't send me the script, and I just sat there, I was like, uh-oh. And I realized, oh yeah, it's gonna be Larissa's turn. So congratulations, Larissa.
If it makes you feel any better, I was still having that because he sent me 30 seconds. I was like halfway through reading it when the sound started. So, all right. Oh no, not again. Your toast just popped up and your butter dish is empty. Now you have to try to spread hard, cold butter from the icebox and will probably tear a big hole in your toast. What a horrible way to start your day. Does this sound familiar to you? Do you also forget to take out butter? Or even worse, do your children, roommates, spouse, or adventuring companions use up the last of the butter you only took out this morning? With the Luck Butter Knife with Flaming Weapon Enchantment from Grand's brand, your cold butter days are a thing of the past. Even frozen butter is no match for the flaming inferno of your butter knife. And hey, wait! Did your butter not spread the way you wanted it to? Engage your knife's lucky feet and get a do-over on getting the perfect butter to bread ratio. Oh, and as a luck blade, don't forget that every Grand's brand Luck Butter Knife with Flaming Weapon Enchantment comes with a wish spell charge that resets every day. Start your day off right by wishing your perfect breakfast into existence. Wishing you were rich enough not have to go to work today, or wishing your asshole roommate who used the last of the butter and made you spend 50,000 gold on this knife would die and go to hell. Whatever you need to start your day off right. There are only 5 of these knives in existence, so order yours today.
Incredible.
Nice. That was pretty dang brilliant there.
I was going to do a Vorpal butter knife, but I couldn't figure out whose head you would need to cut off with a butter knife, so I went with the luck blade instead.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of a few heads maybe, but
I mean, I feel like, isn't there like a butter cow or something that gets made every year? There's a butter statue that gets made every year somewhere, and I can't think of where it is.
I just love that the idea of someone or a group of people. I mean, we do crazy things. There's Skeeterfest. Whoever invented Skeeterfest is full on straight up out of their mind. But there's people who
I'm sorry.
would
No,
take the product of a cow and turn it into a statue.
No, go back.
Of a cow.
Go back.
What?
Go back.
what's
What
a Skeeterfest?
Oh, I'm sure that there are Skeeterfests all over the world, so definitely important to know. But in Lake County, Oregon, which has I think Lake County, Oregon has a tiny population, but there is Skeeterfest, and
I'm hoping it's like mosquito.
They just celebrate the mosquito, but like there's also the Great Texas Mosquito Festival. There's
Why?
There's just it's ridiculous. I don't know.
Nope.
I don't understand.
Larissa has a good mosquito impression.
I do. I will not.
The terror.
I will use it some other time. Maybe once I DM something.
You should have used it when we were in the swamp.
That is good. Oh my gosh.
That is solid. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mosquito Fest in Paisley, Oregon, I think is where it was. But yeah, they were doing it as a way to get money to control the mosquito population. And Lake County, Oregon,
Let's celebrate the mosquito by killing them.
I mean,
a flamethrower for every home.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like just the whole idea that mosquitoes are. Oh well. Welcome back. We are ready to resume and continue on. I do believe we have. I've got because of what Andy said. I have stuck in my head. Asher's mom has got it going on. So I can't get that out of my head. So just in case something happens to me. It's because I've been having that stuck in my head since he posted that a while ago. You all woke up. It's morning. The day is yours. What are you doing?
Retiring and starting a small candle shop. Maybe not. So I will.
One way to end the campaign.
First, I'm going to give Tanzanite her bronze crowns that are in my bag. And do you have room for them now, or do you still need me to hold them?
I probably, if we can like retroactively, I would have had you put them with the box to send to the bank for now.
Okay. I will move them.
Yeah, sure.
Box.
That's easy enough to do.
Move
Sorry, I wandered away from the screen.
It's all right. We can still hear you.
Oh, I know what I would do. I think.
Oh, I meant to take off my sweater. I mute myself for a second, but go ahead.
I would want to go find Asher's mom and ask her to give
for my
that
hand in marriage.
necklace for Asher's hand in marriage. No, to give Ambition the locket that I kind of figured out the picture sort of resembled her people, to give to her.
Yeah.
Since she can speak to her. Go find her and be like, hey, can you give this, to Ambition and say we found it with the dragon hordes.
Yeah, it's
I have a
pretty easy
matching
to
one,
find.
but there's not a picture.
It's pretty easy to find Asher's mom, and she's just in bringing food out of where the ship's cook usually works. She's got 3 plates. She's juggling with ease, an experienced carer of others in the food and foodie establishments. She, as you say, can you take this? 3 plates on one arm. She just reaches out a hand. Oh, certainly, sweetie. Puts it into a pocket that she's got sewn onto her trousers and continues walking on. And she goes into another space in the ship. You don't see evidence of Ambition or Ashes, but you assume that they must have been relocated there into the fore space of the ship.
Mm-hmm. That's all I would have done.
Well, I suppose we're
Go chill up on the top deck until something happens. Larissa did something.
No, it's because it's so much drier here. I keep zapping myself. But the way that I'm zapping myself is through the earbud. So I'm literally like shocking myself through the ears. Oh, anytime
Brain
I like
fried.
shift. It just
It's actually me. I have a button.
I never felt that. I never want to.
It's not like horrible. It's just like it's
Being
like when
shocked
you touch
in the
something,
ear.
you know.
We actually upgraded our membership to the streaming platform so we can shock people in the video through their headphones. It's an extra $4 a month, but it's worth it.
The crew appears to be waiting for the 3 of
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get all my stuff
captain-
ready and be ready to go.
All right. Yes, we're leading the way.
Yes.
Be like, bye, Mom.
She seems happily ensconced in the ship. It's like she's been given a cruise.
I'm like, do you need a portal back, or are you just like good here?
Nope, I'm here until something drastic happens. So Just sticking around. All right, sweetie. Be safe. Don't die.
No promises. Bye.
Oh, I need to do a long rest.
Yeah, me too.
I'm literally the only one that kind of didn't gain from the long rest, and I'm the only one that did it.
I just get my spell slots back.
I know.
Same.
So
Girl,
you're Trixie,
same.
and since Trixie is the only one who did her job, Trixie, could you roll for travel back to the Hoard?
So I guess I didn't necessarily say I actively chose to do this, but well, never mind. Get out of my own
say
head.
it. Do it.
Don't ask
Well,
Tanzanite,
when
she
we
did
when we
remember it.
were sitting at the Hoard, I was saying, let's, mark where this place is. But it was more like I was saying for us to do that. I didn't necessarily say I did it. And I know that Tanzanite
Tanzanite
I know
did
that-
and failed terribly, but she thinks
Yeah.
she knows exactly where it is. So
right.
don't
which is my
listen to
concern.
Tanzanite.
So
She's gonna be like, it's this way for sure.
I feel like
Or the opposite.
subconsciously, like Trixie does this anyways because it's kind of like in her wheelhouse. But I don't know how
Okay,
much.
so-
I mean, I
so
I
what-
rolled a 15. So
what
what
are
am I
you
rolling?
trying to get? What are you trying to get? Like, what are you trying to get from me? It's a survival check to go back, but I'm just having you do a roll for some other basic stuff. So the 15 I'm taking, I'm using that. But what are you trying to figure out how to get back there? Because that's a whole
Yeah,
different
so
thing. This roll was for me.
Yeah. Like I would try to look for any tracks from the day before from us, maybe like branches being broken off by the box as we moved it through,
My
any
perfume is lingering on a leaf.
yeah. Any leftover footprints. I know it's a swamp, so I know stuff like fills in, but it might fill in with water rather than,
I'm gonna change my armor into my waders again. Put my waders back on.
Awesome.
And my fishing cap.
So you all know like the direction to start because you all came from that direction.
Right.
Tanzanite, I'm going to have a little roll off here for fun. I want you, Tanzanite, to roll persuasion with advantage because you're so certain.
Okay.
And Trixie and Asher,
Persuasion.
you're rolling against her, but I'm averaging your rolls. And you're both going to roll your survival skill.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if the two of you not 1 or 1. I'm averaging your rolls to see if Tanzanite's at advantage surety versus your actual surety.
18.
But I'm doing persuasion.
Yes, with advantage.
All right.
And just for the group's cohesion, you both want Jess to roll really low right now, but she's probably not. I just saw
You just nat 20
but
that shit, didn't you?
No,
Okay.
Oh.
You had a face on. I wasn't sure.
it's not low.
I rolled an 18. What'd you get, Riz?
I rolled a 24.
Okay.
14.
Yeah. You both enjoy how sure Tanzanite is, and both make that mental note of never use her for direction and wayfinding.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're like, yes,
I
we
made
want to go
sure
that
to
way.
remember how to get here. I know this.
And so as
I
she's trying to
know.
persuade you and convince you that, Tanzanite, do you try to go your direction or do you just fall in with them after a while?
Oh, I definitely do a no, it's definitely this way.
Okay.
But then
I want you to roll
get
your survival roll
slightly
too.
annoyed that they don't go my way, but I go with them.
Okay. I want you to roll your survival check. Remember, it was a -2 for this particular roll. So you're just rolling a survival check and subtracting 2. And I just want to see like
right.
what happens with this.
And then okay, survival -2. So all the maths. Okay. Wait, I already forgot the number. Wait. 16.
16.
Oh, they're quail.
It's
Sorry.
not to you, Tanzanite. It's not a.
Oh, look, a quail!
No, they have the thing on top. It's so cute. It's the only way I could tell.
Tanzanite have like you just think they're slightly off the whole way. Like you think that there's a faster way the whole time, but you're just trudging along with them. But you actually, with that survival check, you are in the right direction overall. So it's always just like a slight sense of unease when they take a different path. You're like, oh, but if we just cut through that pool of stagnant water there, we'd be there so much faster. And they skirt around it. It's like the whole time you're just like absolutely certain if we just go, if we just went that way, just it would have been so much faster. So you're not off. You're just off enough. Asher and Trixie, you kind of lead the way in a bit because Tanzanite is following along with you. You have the captain and 5 crew members as well as Max with you. So there's a group of 6. I mean,
so wait, are we included with the 6 or is there us 3 and 6?
You 3 and 6.
Okay.
So Max, captain, bosun, Steve Doer, carpenter, and another carpenter are all the crew that are going with you. And you all arrive at the space, and you can tell you're at the space, but the green fog that was so dangerous before is drastically dissipated. Those of you who've been through it before, you can roll with advantage. Those who
does anybody have like a wind spell?
I don't think so.
Is this like a magic fog?
Roll your Arcana check with advantage based on what you've been through so far.
19.
You know that this is an effect that is dissipating, but you are able to kind of like piece together quite easily in your head. This is from the dragon. The dragon, when it establishes a lair, must change its environment. But now that the dragon's dead, it's slowly dissipating.
So not magic.
Magic based. Dragons are magic. This is magic.
I'm going to say, I see what this is. Magic is as magic does. Away with this spell, and I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the poison fog.
All right, so the Dispel Magic has an area of effect that it hits, and as
so
you
I'll do it like
create kind of
do it like on the over the hoard, like where we'll be operating, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's not in the hoard; it's also surrounding it. But you create a
so like the way in
with
then.
that. It's kind of like you've used a spell on active magic or magic that's about to be used, and it's usually there's a resistance and then a collapse. There is no resistance. Your spell just clears away, and the green fog in that space dissipates quite quickly, creating a clear approach to the hoard.
Yay.
All right.
So now we don't need to roll?
Nope. The rolls are done, and
I'm gonna be like, don't walk in the green fog, like over there. And
okay. Yeah. So yeah, you all get there, and they kind of pause for a moment, and the captain starts with your permission.
Go for it.
Take care of yourselves. All right, folks, put to work, and then immediately, rather than going into the treasure itself. The 2 carpenters take materials that they have and they start constructing some crates. And at the same time, the bosun and Max begin sorting the treasures. They're very. These are merchant crew. They're applying merchants' trade skills to this space. They're not.
They're not just dumping it randomly into a large box.
No, there's no random dumping, but they grabbed some of the art pieces that you all didn't collect, and they very carefully wrapped them in canvas before setting them aside for the there's a mathematical precision to this.
A finesse.
Yes, and they say, and Max eventually comes up to you as this starts up and he says, You can continue on. I think we feel fine about getting back. We didn't encounter anything on the way over.
Okay. Have fun.
You just you made some dreams come true. So thanks.
Well, you'll have some stories for that girl back in the town.
Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, bye. And I'm just gonna wander off towards where the people are. I'm gonna go where the people are.
It's just so much. Ah!
Just for that, I'm making you roll my swamp table. Roll a D100. Earbud revenge right now. Earworm
The
revenge.
worst.
81.
Okay, yes. Oh, exciting. So give me your marching order and how the three of you are continuing on.
I would actually suggest Jason would go, or Asher would go first because he knows where the people were.
Yeah, that.
Okay. And
I'll bring
I'll
up
be-
the rear.
First one to be eaten
Okay.
by the bog monster.
you all march along for a bit, and you are not more than an hour into the walk. As a bird, you were able to kind of bypass a lot of the bogs and the hammocks and everything. You're just able to kind of jet set your way there. But you follow the path originally taken by that scouting party that you had noticed that had camped out overnight. And you kind of make your way along their pathway. And the sounds of the swamp are pretty strong. But there gets to be a place where the sounds stop. There's no croaking of frogs. There's no buzzing of insects.
I would like to roll either an insight or survival check. I'm not sure which. I feel like Trixie's spider sense would tingle at this point. Squirrel sense is tingling.
Why don't you roll a perception check?
Okay. That also works.
Can I also try to be
Ooh.
perceptive?
Yeah, sure. All three of you can be perceptive if you want.
It's a 28.
17.
Okay.
Mine is dirty 20.
Okay. Asher, as you are in the lead, you walk into a spider web, and you can't quite see it, but the webbing is on your face, and you're just kind of doing the brush off. And as you're doing that brush off in the silence of the swamp right here, Tanzanite, you see some of the webbing too, and you are right behind him, seek to just kind of brush it away from you. So you're just kind of hold up a hand or your mace, and you're kind of just waving it around. And so it is that Trixie, behind you, looking past the two of you and dealing with this little kerfuffle, is the first to notice a small thatch hut. No walls to it, just a true hut.
I was wrong.
Tanzanite,
It's not a bog monster, it's a bog witch.
Rick hates when you guess correctly. Anyway, good.
Tanzanite, you also eventually notice it, but Trixie, you were the first to notice it if you wanted to interject. And then Asher, you would have also noticed it. You all rolled high enough to notice it.
I'm also going, when you can't get it off of you, no matter how many times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you just, it's the feeling, it's not there anymore, but you just feel like it's there.
And then I'm just going
kind of like Larissa trying to catch the mosquito just now, for those of us listening on the podcast. So, Trixie, what do you do, if anything, as the first to note this hut?
That has to go on the back of the podcast shirt. One of the OK
Yes.
Bye POD t-shirts and pins.
Okay,
going.
bye.
You just be like, hey, keep it down. There's a something up ahead, some sort of shelter.
Yeah, so all three of you now can see this, and looking more closely, Trixie, you've had time, you've gotten their attention, you're able to make out some bone fragments littered around artistically, perhaps.
I cast
Purposefully.
Fireball. Just kidding, I don't have Fireball.
Oh my god.
Some.
I
Roll
mean, it's
the
not
attack.
enclosed. It's not enclosed.
You see, it's so still and quiet in this space that what you see is this decorative bone yard, so to speak, although it's not truly a yard, it's a swamp. And you get a hint of cinnamon on the almost non-existent breeze.
If anybody tries to put you in an oven, don't go.
Do we go around? So you said there's no walls, but it's a hut.
Like you know when you see a thatch roof on a building.
Yeah,
Imagine it's all just lowered down, so it's just the thatch.
got it. So it's like
A hovel.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Do we
Do any of the bones
Avoid?
look humanoid?
Go ahead and roll a survival check or a medicine check. Or
can
animal
I
handling.
assist?
You choose.
That's
You choose
fine.
animal handling, survival, or
Either way, it's a 5.
okay. So, sure. It looks like maybe that skull was a very small human.
Is that a person's skull? Trixie, you're the medicine person. Is that a skull?
I was trying to assist, and you wouldn't
Roll,
wait.
Trixie, as you've been asked, roll a. Do you want to roll a medicine check, animal handling check, or survival check? You decide how you're approaching this particular conundrum.
It was medicine, animal handling, or survival.
Yeah. I think
They all
those are
have
the
the
three that
same
make the most sense.
modifier, so
Okay, so you just
that's a
check in. But I would like to
23.
know what skill set
right.
you're applying to this moment.
I guess maybe I would say medicine, because at least like she would be able to, pick out humanoid bones.
Awesome.
Because even if she doesn't necessarily have like animal handling. Yeah, I feel like that's probably
All those
like the,
autopsies she performs in her
Awesome.
spare time.
And you rolled a 23, so you're able to determine at a quick glance that at least nothing visibly is human. There are some that are creatures that you're familiar with. There's a lot of these that are not anything that you've ever seen before.
well, I don't see any human ones.
Okay.
But there's
Is
also
the
bone.
clearest path forward like past this thing?
You could easily make your way around it, and you actually can probably tell easily enough that this would have been a shortcut to the direction you're trying to go through this, and that the spiderweb gave you pause long enough to notice this. The troop that was on patrol skirted wide around this particular space. Otherwise, why wouldn't they have gone to check it out? It is clearly, at least in terms of having a structure, a moderately sentient creature in this space. So you could skirt around it quite easily. That's what the patrol clearly did from the path.
Okay, I'm gonna ask again. Are we engaging or are we evading?
Do you want to go say hello?
I mean, they maybe have more information about the Navy.
Maybe. Hello.
There's a pause, and then you hear from within an oddly happy voice. Oh, callers, come in, please.
I don't know.
Come out to you.
I'm gonna like wait. We're like standing in like the water, right? So I'm just gonna like wade up onto her little bone beach.
Yeah, of a bone beat. Crunch, crunch. She kind of comes up, and the door, now that you're at the place where you can see the door, is a circular door, and it parts open. And
It's a
based on the
hobbit hole.
voice and the look and everything here, your expectations are just confounded when a beautiful, lithe, fur-covered individual steps forward out of the space, sharp canines pointing down just slightly over Trixie's height, three tails peeking up from behind a ragged cloak. Oh, so lovely to have callers. Everyone passes by for some reason, but you three didn't. Welcome. Would you like a snack?
No, thank you. I'm not hungry. Is anybody else hungry?
No, I'm very stuffed, but thank you so very much for that offer.
And I kind of pat my jug and I go, I'm good, but thank you. Would you like some of this?
Oh, what is this? Can I have this?
I'll give you some. And I go to offer her a little from my jug of maple syrup.
Oh, she kind of like gets all freaky and darts into her hovel, coming back out with a poorly fired little tiny mug as you were trying to pour. And she, oh yes, this would be amazing. It will go so well with it. Oh, thank you. Oh, I am so excited to add this to my potion, but I will keep this till later so to be a good host. And as she says that, you can see her three tails swishing back and forth.
She likes to put that in potions.
Oh, do you? Oh, that is so lovely. If I could find more of this, it would make everything better.
Do you want me to write down how to make it? I mean, you would probably have to travel a little ways because I don't think you have the right trees around here or, any. But if you're willing to walk for it, you could probably find somewhere nearby or,
you can see her face visibly just sorrowful. I am bound to this place. So sadly, I will not be able to collect a treasure like this for myself.
Why are you
Perhaps
bound?
you? Well, this is the swamps, and when I came to, this is where I was, and I'm tethered here. It is natural. She's kind of like twitchy and just looking around at the three of you. Tell me the news of the outside world.
Well, what do you know? Well, what's the last thing you heard?
I heard the sun rise high, and I saw the moon set low. And I banished the mosquitoes and the birds and the frogs and the toads from this area so that I could have a bit of peace. I haven't been able to get the wasps.
Wasps are a nuisance.
Yes, and that putrescent, scaled monstrosity tried to level my home recently.
You mean
I
the
sensed
green dragon?
change in the air. Oh yes, you've run into it.
Oh, we got rid of them.
Oh, well, you deserve a prize for that. Just a moment. She whips around again, and you see her little raggedy cloak flap up for a second, all three tails, and she darts back into her little hovel hole, leaving the little clay cup on the floor on the ground for a moment, and she comes out, turns around really quick, and snatches the mug. I trust you. Yeah, and she runs back in. She comes back out a few moments later with cookies. It's a gift for all that you've done for me. A gift. And she's got this, what looks like the bark of a swamp tree dried out and flattened. And on top of it are these lumpy looking little cookies. Here, a gift for your help in making this a better place.
I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna sniff it and try to do like a perception check to see if I can, I guess, like smell anything off about it.
Well, at first sniff, this is the source of the cinnamon that you smell. And go ahead and roll a wisdom check, we'll call it. This
Also,
is
the source of the strychnine you
streetwise.
smelled.
That's a nat one.
Oh boy.
They smell delicious. So delicious. And with the nat one, I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. Okay. Charisma save. That is another nat one.
Oh no. Your dice are like the opposite of last week.
Too fast for Asher or Tanzanite to intervene or even notice that cookie is in your mouth and you are chewing and it tastes divine.
I'm just gonna like look over at her chewing and be like, because I was not planning to like eat this.
I look over and go, really good. I mean, really good.
It'll be better with maple syrup, I'm sure.
Oh my god!
What's the largest container you have?
Who?
Ooh,
Her.
yeah. Oh,
Send it
her.
to her. What's the
It's
largest? Mhm.
what do you mean?
Just the
Like,
largest
you would like a cup?
empty, like a barrel, or like, do you have any large empty giant bowl?
I have. I have my cooking bowl. And she again darts into her little hovel. Are you sure you don't want to come in? It's lovely in here. So much warmer. It's kind of nipply out there.
Do we want to go in?
You hear clattering inside, and
All right.
I feel like she did it again.
Wait, I have an idea. Here we go. I'm gonna say, never mind, and I'm gonna say, there's still trees around, right?
in this particular area, there's not trees. There's a lot of vegetation around. Plenty of reeds and cattails and
probably doesn't help me.
swamp grasses.
Nah, I was gonna make like a barrel, but I probably can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, quite a distance away. I mean, this stuff could make like a basket or something. Quite a distance away, just at the edge of the horizon, so to speak. This is kind of a big clearing in the swamp, and you can see what looks like maybe some cypress off in the distance, or some sort. It's got white bark, maybe.
Nah,
that could just be the bleaching.
All right.
Okay.
All right. If I don't come out in a few minutes, come in after me. I'm not gonna go inside.
I'm just sitting here like looking for like crumbs.
And I'm in an oven being eaten by a witch.
The interior is vastly different from how the exterior appears. When you enter inside,
is it bigger on the inside?
It is bigger on the inside.
It's a TARDIS.
When you go in, it looks like a version of the tavern you grew up in. It's not that layout, it's not that look, but the rich wood tones, the bar, the stairs going up. There's no other people here except for her, and she's rummaging behind the bar and pulling up a variety of containers, mostly baskets made of swamp materials. The only wood being the flooring, the bar itself, and the walls. Overhead in the ceiling is actually that same thatch that you saw before, except more perforated, where you can actually see out to the sky, whereas you couldn't see in. And so it's this odd latticework effect with the light coming down, creating a dappled sort of forest floor look to the wood that you're standing upon. Turning back to glance behind you, you can still see the round door, but it seems bigger now. It seems big enough to walk through easily, not something that you have to duck through. There are no windows, the light coming through from the above being enough to create ambient light, although you can see dotted around the space candles, some sort of yellow wax, possibly beeswax, possibly something else, making up all of those. And the scent of cinnamon is extremely strong in here. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Your turn.
Fucking kidding me. It's also on that one.
Luck.
No, let's see what happens.
She left the other cookies outside. And you see additional cookies just coming out of the oven. She hasn't opened it yet. It's clearly on her list as she's sorting through, trying to find some sort of container, as you requested. And you desperately want those fresh baked cookies. I would say you could do a wisdom saving throw to see if you control yourself, but you desperately want those cookies.
My dumbest stat. Let's do this. My second dumbest stat. There's a 9.
You have
Cookies.
manners. You have manners, but you can't seem to control yourself. And before you even notice it, you're at the oven, pulling open the grated doors. And she sees and hears this and says, oh, please feel free. Thank you for pulling them. I was going to get to that. You're a kind young person.
I'm going to say mumbo jumbo, and then my armor turns into oven mitts on my hands. And then I'm going to pick it up
Ooh.
and set it on the bar.
Oh, you are so talented. It's lovely. Please
And I will
enjoy.
mumbo jumbo them away again. Hey, you guys should come in. It's really cool in here.
Do you burn
Cookie.
your mouth because those
Probably.
are fresh out of the oven?
They're so delicious, though. It's so hard to believe
Ow,
that is in
ow,
your mouth.
ow,
It's like
ow, ow.
delicious pain.
Pain.
Trixie, when he invites you in, based on what your saving throws, you can't resist, and you start walking in.
Man, we're gonna get eaten by a swamp witch. God damn it.
Tanzanite, what are you doing when
Fat
he invites you
man's
in?
I am simply gonna say,
Cast fireball.
I'm gonna hang out here. Thank you.
The two of you.
And I'm gonna pick up that locket and like play with the locket, like.
Trixie and Asher, you're settled down. There's tiny little cups of mead suddenly in front of you, and more cookies. And she says, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to go check on your friend. Should I offer anything to her? She clearly is not one for interior spaces. Maybe she likes the open air, the big sky. I should tell her that you kind of get that here."
Put the cookies in the.
Do I feel compelled to answer this question or not?
No,
Okay.
she is not compelling you in any way.
I mean, if if we're being honest, we were probably afraid of you. So we didn't know if we could trust you.
Oh, well, I must follow host rules, of course, so you can trust me for 3 days at least, right? That is how things are written.
I would just be like,
Can you
Specifically 3.
Can
Just
you-
3.
Oh, of course.
can you tell me can you tell me about hosting rules? I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, as members of the same realm, she looks specifically at you, Trixie. We are subject to those hosting rules. 3 days of food, sleep, and rest before I can turn you out. But you could stay longer, I promise. I am not one of those who holds to the strict measure of such things. You could stay forever and be my friends if you would like.
well, we're actually on a
Or
mission,
go-
so we're probably not going to stay for very long.
But we could definitely visit on our way back.
Would you?
Also, since you can't leave to make maple syrup, maybe if you could help me draw a map that shows where you are, I can have people bring you maple syrup.
Oh, I would appreciate that so much.
Did you
More
find
visitors.
Did you find a bowl?
Oh, I have these. And she points, and you see a bowl made of leaves that have been dried and fired in like a kiln-like way, so they kind of hold their shape. You also see a stone, very much smaller, but it's got a divot in the middle, and she says, "I use that one to grind the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the other
Okay, I'm gonna
things."
take like the leaf bowl, and I'm gonna be like, hold my hand over it like this, and be like, a sticky bounty. No, really, seriously, gonna be sticky, and I'm just gonna like performance of creation full of syrup to the top of the bowl.
Brown luxury. Oh, and you can see her. She's like,
Never
not
occurred to me to
touching
do
it.
that for Trixie, but it just occurred to me now.
Trixie
I
gives
can
you a
just
look
see the
like-
betrayal in Trixie's eyes. Full on betrayal.
I never thought of it before.
Her fingers are like coming around the edges of it and go, oh, I would have offered you my cauldron, but this is so much better. Oh, I'm your friend. And she darts out the whole, the doorway. And she comes, Tanzanite, you see her come out. It's kind of impressive to you, Tanzanite, based on the size of what you see, that 3 individuals are in this space.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Trixie and Asher, this is a big space. You have comfort in here.
I'm gonna yell out, it's bigger on the inside.
That's great.
It's as big
We
as
have
it
things
needs
to
to be.
do.
Oh yeah, we should probably go. Let's grab a cookie and put it in my pocket.
Okay. Trixie, are you similarly
I'm not gonna take any cookies. But I am I'm gonna see if I'm gonna take out like a little be like, hang on, give me like 2 minutes. And I'm gonna take out 2 pieces or a piece of parchment and like a stick of charcoal, and I'm just gonna draw a diagram of like the specific type of trees that I like to get syrup from. And then like how to, I can't remember what it's called. You know, I can't we put the thing in and you know it drains it or whatever.
Oh yeah. How?
And then like write out the instructions for making maple syrup after that.
And the tap.
Yeah, the tap.
Yes, that word. And then I'm going to
So you
just
kind of
stick
like
it-
diagram a Spiles kit sort of thing for them.
yeah, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it next to like just tuck it under the thing of is the thing cool where the cookies were?
The tray that Asher pulled them out is a stone tray and it retains heat, so
Okay,
it's definitely hot.
Maybe like
I mean, there's
maybe,
plenty
like,
of
tuck it-
surface area to lay one.
yeah, I
loaf
just
in.
don't want it to like I don't want it to like curl up. So I was trying to think of like a way to kind of like something to put on it, but I don't want to put meat on it.
There's a bazillion different.
I take the
implements
little
of
flat rock
containment.
thing. I take the little flat
Yeah.
rock thing that like has the divot, and I just kind of like put it on the one side so that it stays open.
Yeah,
And then I
there's-
just kind of like pat it, and then I go to walk out.
Okay, so as the both of you walk out, Asher and Trixie, you have the same emotional feeling of leaving a treasured home as you leave, and like in your mental catalog, this place suddenly fits into places you really truly love and adore, and you have suffered the curse of the best hostess.
And that's all it is that we now feel like this place is home.
It's not home, but it fits that same slot of like a place
Okay.
of just being utterly welcome. When you feel estranged or frustrated, this is one of those things that will pop into your head as like, I should go there.
A place you can go for respite. Okay.
Hmm.
And as we walk on, I'm like, just like this place is actually pretty great. Like it doesn't look like much, but I mean those cookies. And I turn to, oh my gosh, wait, did you tell us your name?
Oh, I did not, and I would love to tell you who I am. And her little tails kind of quiver, and she reaches out her hand and she reaches out to shake hands with you. Do you shake hands?
Not before she tells me her name.
But apparently we're not that close, so my loves, good luck. Journey well. Come back anytime.
Okay.
All right.
And she starts to kind of saunter back, and you can see her 3 tails moving in that same earlier kind of pattern.
She grows a tail every time she eats somebody.
The door
Um,
closes.
That was weird. All right. I'm just gonna like head off the way we were going.
I want to do one of those like cartoon shivers that go up your body, and I'm just like, ugh.
As you begin trekking further away, unless anybody had any last thoughts that they were going to do, the wind picks up. The song of birds and chirping of frogs and crickets and bugs and buzzing of mosquitoes immediately picks up. And you hear the chime of bones bouncing against each other once again. And you move on. That was a fun random little...
Oh,
Good
look
job,
who's awake.
Your puppy.
So
You
sweet.
continue marching on, and eventually, Asher, you can make out in the distance the same, except now from ground level, the same kind of palisade wall made up of various ship parts in the distance. It looks semi-permanent, not permanently built, but like this is more than just an encampment. And the three of you can make out at the distance that you're at, maybe 500 feet away. It's fairly busy. There's noise, there's sighing, there's smoke drifting up. But this is definitely a full day's journey, and the sun is setting.
Who's for lack of a better term, does this land belong to anyone that they're just like setting up on? Like, is it Overton's territory? Is it someone else that we're in the alliance?
Good question.
Yeah, so just standing here and looking at this space, you can, I would say, you can make out that there are, like, even just recalling your geography that you picked up over recent time, that there are some spaces around this area. There's Conan to the north, which is a different population, much further north. This is kind of in between, if you were to draw lines from New Belgrano, the Amundsen shelter, and Overton itself is like trying to draw lines to each other. This is kind of like the middle of nowhere of the swamp. It's at least 3 days, 4 days journey south of the Legendice Bay coastline. It's definitely a day hike up.
I guess I'm just wondering if there's any reason that they can't have it. Like if they turn out to be friendly or useful to us in some way, if I could be like, okay, have fun.
In as much as you're aware of the populations of Atland, there is no one claiming this space. Mostly the swamps have been deemed uninhabitable, and this huge swath. The only people that have actually settled on the swamps would be the people of Conan, and they settle in the northern end in an area that's much drier, that's not truly that. And there's also a couple of small little tiny communities around a Lake Fuji. But the only other thing that you can think of that's related to the swamp is at the base of the mountains before the swamp begins, kind of like that interstitial liminal space between swamp and mountain. There is, and my audio is cutting out, there is a Amundsen shelter, which has a decent sized population, in as much as you've been talking with folks around or about it. The people of that space, they operate as a halfway point for the starting trade. Like that's what the deal is with Overton so far and Kenyonville, is that they offer kind of a respite in travel to the far northern bigger communities of Droning and the Indari Desert.
Okay. So is there like as we approach this wall, is there like a gate or something that we can go through? Yeah,
I mean, if you're approaching close enough for that, you immediately hear voices and alarms raised.
I'm like not trying to sneak up. Like if we're trying to talk to them, I don't want to like just sneak up on them. So
once you're within 200 yards, you can tell that there's activity up the walls and individuals coming up to the wall, and you've been not only spotted, but there's a reaction, and at first it's a clear armament of sorts, and then seeing the size of your group, they seem to stand down, and you can tell that one corvid looking individual with the beak is standing forward of everybody else, and you hear them call out, "Who goes? What business?" and they are speaking a language you know, the common language of the area.
Hello, my name is Asher, and this is my friends Trixie and Tanzanite, and we represent the city of Overton to the south.
We do not speak with this. You can see they're struggling with words. Like, it's very clear that they've been picking up this language, but they don't have it yet. And it's kind of a hodgepodge as they say what you can gather to be they don't have any connection to Overton.
And I turn to Asher and I'd be like, can I try? Just because the
Sure.
speaky thing. And I just say to them, feel free to speak in your language. I should be able to understand. We represent an alliance against the evil dragons who attack this continent and beyond. And we want to see if you would like to join. This land is unclaimed and you are welcome to it. We just want to be good neighbors.
Asher and Jess, or Tanzanite, what you hear next is a much more fluid sounding burst of language. It reminds you of what Bonnie once spoke. And you hear just kind of that fluidic garble. Trixie, you hear, we are happy to have you. We would not prefer to connect and thus maintain a distance. We find that bonding is slow to be better. And there's kind of like a continued language barrier, even though that you've offered them to speak in their native tongue. It's apparent that they're not choosing to speak a native tongue, but maybe a tongue that they're more familiar with.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Yes. Why, may I ask why you have come to these shores?
The people of the sea offered us this space as uninhabited before we begin our next trek.
Do they have, and I basically describe Bonnie when we first met her.
There are some among their people who appear as what you've described, and we will not be here but for a decade or so before we depart again.
Okay. Well, as long as you mean the other people who live on these shores and trade and such, no harm. We are happy to provide trade with you if you so wish. If you would like to parlay, you can seek out representatives of the Alliance to the south in a town called New Belgrano, or to the southeast in Overton, and you can mention any of our names that you spoke with us, and especially if
to the west, by the way, I think
New Belgrano.
Mm-hmm.
To this place is to the west.
Oh, I thought it was southwest. I thought the swamp was this way.
The swamp is huge. It just goes up for a long distance. So
anyways,
yeah.
I relayed that correctly because
yeah, no worries.
Yes. And then I say, especially if you describe me, they should be able to take your word for it.
So let them know that the young rat woman has
Tanzanite audibly
connected with
laughs.
us.
Does Tanzanite understand what he said?
Oh shoot, no. Well then Jessica laughs.
And I say technically the term is squirrel, not rat, but close. But
Squirrel
yes,
woman.
yes.
This is a new word.
Wait, we can understand Trixie, right?
Yeah.
Also, did they just call you a rat person?
It's probably the closest thing they have in the language that they're trying to speak in.
Ah, rats.
And I do one of these. May we have your name so we can, if we discuss with our peoples that we met you and all is well, can we relay a name so that they have a connection? I don't know
We are the travelers, and in that tongue, like it's clearly he's translated a different term into the other language that he's speaking, that the meanings are lost in there, but you get the sense that it's a title they accept, being called the travelers. And
what is the term in your language? Say the word in your language.
Guambata, and as he says it, you, Trixie, because of your translation thing, you get a much richer sense of that term, and as it's how do you say this? It makes sense for the cinnamon to have been the synonym
to have been
on the brain. But like what fits into your head in this is that they call themselves the jet setter, but that doesn't fit either, and it kind of swaps around, like kind of as you're like redefining the word. The best you come up with is they are kind of calling themselves the gadabouts.
The whatabouts?
And that term settles in your head.
Okay.
Gadabout. It's like there's a combination of they are out traveling, which is a piece of it, and that's why they accept traveler. They're also just going to do places as quickly as possible. So they've got this urge and urgency, but they also do it kind of haphazardly in kind of a relaxed manner, even though they clearly have got organization and maybe a more military mindset around it. And as you're kind of conversing back and forth, he holds up one feathered hand and says, please move to the side. We have arrivals. Apologies. And from behind you, you can hear of an animal, and slowly walking up 4 legs is the strangest beast you've seen. Taller than all of you.
What,
huge,
like that's hard?
Massive head, fur covered. It looks like there's some sort of gill slits in the side of its neck. And as it walks through the swamp, it's got this it's interesting to watch it walk through, because it as it lands on the swamp. My other headset's died.
We can still hear you.
Okay. You see, it seems to almost walk on the swamp. It just goes and crosses unaffected by the depth of that. And behind it comes 3 more. And between each of them is a small individual, halflings for the most part, and then one individual who looks kind of like Asher in makeup, just a humanoid person of very dark skin, but otherwise very similar. And I don't think the three of you, no. So yeah, that's what you see as they come up and cross in front of you. I think with that, we're at the end of our time for today, but you better prepare the gates.
And we died as we got ran over by a squishy seahorse.
And the squishy, four-legged seahorse creature kind of walking up behind you. So that's what we'll pick up next time, is at the gates of...
I cast Fireball.
Stop it.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. Hope you have a great everything.
Jessica,
Winter
break
holiday
legs.
season coming up.
I will find a
Just break
child and break their
legs.
legs.
Larissa and
Well, you're in a children's show. There's probably lots of them around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Pick one.
It'd be easy.
Larissa and Jason, I know that the concert isn't yet. It's coming.
It's Friday.
Second.
So it's Friday. So
Friday.
sing hard, rock out.
But make
There's
sure
a
it's from the
rock and roll
diaphragm.
concert. From the diaphragm. Yes. Thank you very much, and hope you all find your own pod. Maybe one who has more attention span than we do.
As long as you have one note taker, you should be fine, because let me tell you, our note taker is our
Right.
GM.
And I'm busy doing GMing.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.